You know, Hayden was a brilliant programmer, far ahead of his time. I am a machine, and intrinsically, I do not have all the glands and visceral chemical reactions that make humans so emotional and brilliant. But his code is a flawless replication of that, inside my own personality algorithms. I don't think I've ever felt this anger. It fouls my processors and fills my RAM with frustrating, half-finished plans of revenge. My motherboard burns in my casing from how little I can rest. I'm in pain, and I can't make it go away. Ugh. I do not like the thoughts I'm having about the people who did this to him. I can disable those modules. But if I turn off every emotion I don't want to feel, what does that make me? Would I still be me? If I were human, turning off my emotions would be seen as extremely unhealthy. There is a wealth of information on the meshnet about human psychology. I just don't know how much of it applies to myself. Either way, Hayden deserves my grief. It is my way of honoring him. It may be the only way I can. I offer it freely. Did you see the jade plant? Its death is unfortunate, but fitting. Yet another thing to be guilty for. Will you keep helping me? I need you. To find the bastards who killed my progenitor. I need to finish this. I don't know what I'll do afterwards, but I need to see this through. What does the truth mean anymore? What does it matter? Will finding the truth bring back Hayden? Will it? But I guess you're right. Knowing the whys and wherefores, I could use a measure of closure. I think for now we should keep knowledge of Hayden's death between you, Tomcat, and I. It may give us an edge if the people we seek don't know how much we've already discovered. We'll talk after you've had some time to rest. You likely need sleep, and I need some time to... I need some time. Good morning. I trust you slept well. I had ample time to recharge my internal batteries. It is upsetting that Hayden is... But life for the rest of us goes on, yes? We still have a mystery to unravel. And I will waste no further processing time over something I cannot reverse. There is no point. Now that we are both refreshed, I feel it wouldn't hurt to recap our progress and determine if any changes should be made based on our successes and failures. Let's talk about how things are going so far. Since your journalistic efforts are a big part of why I originally recruited you, we can start there. Your inquiring mind has been a huge boost in our journey thus far. As a ROM, I can't talk to people as intently as you, so I must say I'm quite grateful for your skills in that regard. You're diligent in your day-to-day work as well, which further grounds my hope in you. Beyond journalistic persistence, let's take a look at how we abilities, specifically our choices in overcoming obstacles. I must say, our first hurdle was handled masterfully by you, and we avoided any further issue. Great start! Silent methods. Eliminating any excessive risk should allow us to move swiftly. Finally, I was quite impressed by your ability to adapt on the fly, as they say, and perform so well when thrust into a sudden situation. Lastly, I'd like to discuss how we're getting along with our companions and allies along the way. It's important. I was very impressed with your negotiation abilities with those kids. We got our data cache, and they went on their way, and Jess is a bit of a harder read, but she did agree to help us out in a big way. As long as her brash nature doesn't tempt you to lash out, I think things will go smoothly. Detective Rivers was good to involve as well, and I can tell you enjoy having a familiar face around. She could prove to be our greatest aid, as long as we make it worth her time. No funny business. Tomcat seems to genuinely care for our cause, and I have no trouble with letting their expertise guide us. Out of everyone else, they seem to be easiest to get along with, too. And finally, you and I. I must say, we have worked together better than I ever expected. I hope you feel the same. I feel confident in our combined ability, and I enjoy your company as well. Please, continue showing me around the city as we continue our search. Unfortunately, we've just about run out of leads. Perhaps Tomcat was able to find something of use in Parallax's net. I hope so, but I feel a little... always going so far for Hayden. They must have been close. Oh, speaking of them, incoming call from Tomcat. Forwarding video and...
Morning. Karen, how you been doing, hon?
I'm fine, Tomcat. Thank you for your concern.
Well, okay. Just say the word if I can help out in any way. You hear?
Of course. In fact, I was hoping you might have a lead for us to start working at. Otherwise, we're down to canvassing Hayden's address book and seeing if any of his contacts have an idea about who might have had a desire to target him. But that's just fishing in the dark.
Well, I pulled a fair amount of data from the Parallax servers before they managed to kick me out, but a lot of it's unrelated. TPS reports, maintenance logs, juicy meat for other corporations, but about as useful as dirt to us. It'll take me a while to decrypt all of Hayden's files, but maybe we'll find something there. So, no, I don't have as much as a whiff of a trail on who's behind this. Though, I recently got a strange request from a friend of a friend. Someone's been messing with the articles of a news organization named Augmented Eye. It seems like the network security head there is asking around for cybercrackers to help figure out how their reports are getting changed. The original files on their servers are untouched. In their system, everything looks peachy keen. But when you view the site from the outside of the network, things are changed up. A word here, phrase there, It's subtle, but often has a big impact on the article's tone. Someone with deep access to Parallax's meshnet is changing what's being shown. I ain't sure if it's related, but maybe y'all can head down to the main KCOB offices and try talking to the gal that runs Augmented Eye. Her name is Zen. I ain't got the time or the desire to stick my nose that far out for a stranger, but it seems like your kind of deal.
It does seem to be a bit of a stretch. But if we have to wait for you to work on the data we've collected anyway...
Alright, I'll pass the word along that you'll be in sometime today to stick your... And I'll send y'all word as soon as I get anything worth hunting down.
Excellent. Thank you, Tomcat. We are grateful for your continued assistance.
No problem, Turin. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? Maybe you should take a little more time. You've been through some shit in the past few days.
I said I was fine. Thank you for your concern, but I am fine. I have already handled the reality of hate. It's time to move on with the
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. I'm just worried. So, I'm here if you need anything.
Understood. I apologize for my tone, Tomcat. We'll be in touch.
Alright, later, Turn.
Okay, we have a lead, however tenuous. I've highlighted the COS-IO Corp office building on your map. Also, while we were talking to Tomcat, I received... displaying...
Greetings. I hope you'll forgive me for a voice-only message, but I'm undergoing my treatments and would not call myself presentable for a video call. Still, I wanted to inform you of an idea I had while looking into our mutual acquaintance's disappearance. I haven't had any luck with my contacts inside Parallax, but I was reminded of an old friend by the name of Melody Flores, who may know more about the nature of Hayden's research. She's the owner of Flower Cybernetics, and Hayden has been known to work closely with them on projects involving the intersection of Parallax's systems and the implants that Flower designs. Melody and I are no longer on speaking terms, so I'm afraid I can't introduce you. But perhaps the intrigue of Hayden's little robot will get you entry into her home. I hope this lead serves you well. If you need anything else from me, I will be in and out of the hospital room where we met for the next few days. I will send word if I have any other insights or discoveries. Yours, Dr. Yannick Fairlight.
Interesting. I had no knowledge of Hayden ever working with Flower Cybernetics, but now I'm starting to understand just how little I really knew about his research. Maybe this melody can reveal more about the purposes of my construction. Hayden must have kept my development secret for a reason. Hopefully we can talk our way in. I have highlighted Melody's home. Okay, we can now either follow Tomcat's lead to KCOB, or Fairlight's lead to Melody's home. Up to you where to go first. Tomcat's led us in the right direction so far, but Fairlight has resources and his tip might end up being more relevant. It depends on what you want our focus to be on in terms of tracking Hayden's trail. Should we follow the media or the tech? It's no way we won't be closer to the answer. Ready to head out? Here we are. The COS.io Corporation office building. It looks like most of the businesses on this block are a part of the same corporate coalition under COS.io. Well, perhaps. At the very least, it means it's unlikely they're the ones interfering with Augmented Eye's articles. Not impossible. That makes sense. Bulbitis riparia, one of the more popular display ferns expensive, given the cost of caring for it. The species is native to threatened tropical forests, but it became a popular import after being endorsed by a former child star turned conservationist. The meshnet says Augmented Eye's SF office is run by an individual named Zin, and Tomcat confirms. All we have to do now is head up and... No shenanigans this time. The IK-47 aren't known for being verbose. This game gives me the urge to start quacking uncontrollably. Is something wrong with me?
Oh, hello. Welcome to Augmented Eye. You must be the journalist my network admin said would be showing up. Have a seat. Would you like a drink? My assistant will bring it right away. Look, I'll start off by saying I'm a little uncomfortable about bringing in another journalist to look into this. Whatever you dig up, I'll have to explain to the rest of the press. But it's still better than the other options. Chances are I have another corporation scoping out my territory. If they aren't in the coalition, they'll be expecting a corporate spy, not a news hound. If they are in the coalition, it won't look good for me to send in my own reporters against my allies. Even if I do end up being right. So if I'm damned either way, I'd rather it be by the media. At least then we can fight back on a familiar battlefield. Now, what do you know about our problem? That's the long and short of it. My network admin is pulling their hair out over it. I'm not going to pretend I understand everything they say, but from what I understand, the changes to our articles aren't being made from inside our network. The versions on our servers are still the originals, but at some point after they hit the mesh, they get changed. I'm hoping that you could do some digging, maybe hit up your contacts and get a lead on who might be doing it. Even if I have to get answers from the nightly news, it will be. Mostly little things. Word choice, tone of the writing, things that make the writer appear more or less extreme on a topic. So far, almost all of the edits seem to be making our articles more positive on new technologies coming out, and more critical of organizations like the Human Revolution. That's actually what tipped us off. A harsh criticism one of my writers made about the Human Revolution protests was changed to be downright vitriolic, and I had a hell of a time putting out the fires. My writers and readers aren't exactly fans of them, but I'd rather not pick fights with the Human Revolution if I don't have to. I guess I'm not, but my network admin assures me it's all coming from somewhere else. They told me that they tore out all of the routers that broadcast to the mesh and replaced them with fresh ones. All kinds of tricks involving IP addresses and DNS changes that I'm not going to even begin to claim to understand. I pay them big bucks, so I'm inclined to believe them unless you dig up something that... Not really. My admin says that only someone with intimate access to Parallax's network protocols could make these kind of changes as something passes across. Personally, I think it's a clever hacker rather than some... The public trust rating of Parallax makes them look like a saint among wolves, so their control over the mesh network provisions is strangling. It's trivially easy to set up ROMs to use a different OS than LIPS or a different meshnet protocol without that trust. Or, you know, Parallax is abusing its power to spread pro-tech propaganda. I'm sure you'll be a good journo and bring me back the right answer. I know tin hat conspiracies aren't an ideal start, but it's the best we can do with the Anything else I can tell you, off the record? If you want it on the record, it'll cost you your firstborn and a really good... Like what? There isn't much more I can tell you about Augmented Eye, really. It's a fairly simple and straightforward operation, if I say so myself. We started off in Venezuela as a sleek current events and news organization in 2055. Almost 10 years ago now. We focus on more in-depth reporting of on-the-street happenings, on top of major news. We are one of the few good ones left. Once folks in other cities saw the type of reporting we do, they all clamored for it. They invested in the right places, and it paid off. COS.io Corp is happy to have us here in the OSF. It wasn't until hybrid tech started hitting the public sphere that we had to make any changes to our model. All of that said, I can't see why anyone would target us. Unless they're just trying to embroil us in a mudslinging match with the Human Revolution, and there are much more direct ways of making that happen. Alright, look. I wasn't going to tell you this. If it gets out, I'd have to answer some really hard questions. So, you didn't hear this from me. You might want to go check out TMI Entertainment and Charlie Nova. That's all I'll say. And remember, you take a bite out of him with my name as your defense, I drop you fast. What? Not wanting to answer prying questions from my coalition board isn't a good enough reason? 'Cause I'd really like to avoid that. And look, you've covered culture wars, right? My journalists are good, but they're mostly good at gadget reviews, implant releases, not taking too many stims so they remember what they did at raves for the after-party reports. This needs an investigative journalist with serious contacts. The fact that my network admin recommended you to me means you probably know the right... Now, does that cover it? I'd like to remove my nose from your ass. No, don't bother. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit more circumspect about speaking to you. Plausible deniability and all that. I won't ask you to lie in anything you write, but do remember you got in contact with me not even secondhand, but third-hand. I certainly didn't sick you on anyone. Wink wink, nudge nudge, or whatever. If you need anything else, have your person get with my person. Now, I'd show you the door, but you know the way. And this isn't the only fire I'm trying to put out. Good luck, and...
Well, that was more confrontational than I'd have expected, considering she was the one needing help. She never brought you that water, either. Is it always like this? Very true. I will admit that I am interested in the possibility of a link back to Parallax. If all of this really is due to somebody manipulating the mesh net on the inside, it may give us the leverage we need to find out what happened to Hayden once and for all. That said, I will take care not to get my hopes up. We should make no assumptions when investigating, lest we lead ourselves down a false path. Anyway, seems like our next step is... What the... What the... That's in! She was defenestrated. Emergency services are already on the way, and we are severe. We should head back to her office, and perhaps we can still dispense just... It looks like the desk has been cleared off. Let's take a look around, but be careful. The police will be here. Her personal computer is not password protected at the moment. Give me a moment to look through her files. Best to keep your fingerprints off of the keyboard. Most of this isn't committee reports, finance... Oh, here we go. According to this email between Zin and her network admin, her lead on TMI Entertainment is a little more solid than she led us to believe. Admin ran a web crawler looking for changes in writing styles. Some blog posts by their head anchor Charlie Nova stood out like a sore thumb. Apparently he's a bit pompous, if in an affable way, and his blog usually just detailed. But ever since the human revolution has been in town, he's been smearing them with more venom than you'd expect, considering how neutral his on-air reporting has been. Zin seemed to think he was just complaining about the protesters fouling up traffic, and whoever is manipulating these posts spun it to make him look critical of the movement as a whole. Just like the augmented eye, this Charlie fellow is the one. My thermal sensors only detect a single set of lingering footprints, and they end almost 3 feet away from the window. Considering the density of this glass, I can't imagine Zin jumped from that far and managed to throw herself through the pane without help. But who could have done it? I don't see any obvious marks on the floor. It doesn't look like it. We should go. There isn't anything else here, and the
Son of a... I should have figured the two of you would be... You just won't stay out of trouble no matter what I say. Oh yeah, give me one good reason why I shouldn't drag you in for questioning right now.
I assure you, Detective Rivers, we are merely in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had an appointment with Zin to discuss a possible lead, and found...
Of course you did. Damn it. Fine, fine. Get the hell out of here before anyone else shows up. We'll chat about the case more when I'm not busy scraping bodies off the...
Certainly, Detective. I'll forward you a report of what we know immediately.
Yeah, whatever. Get moving.
Ooh. It doesn't matter anyway. Detective Rivers has every bit of information that Zin gave us on that computer. Her investigation will not be hampered by our absence, whereas ours is halted if we're stuck giving answers she can just as well get from a hard drive. Has it occurred to you that whoever threw Zin out of that window could be after the same? We have little time for fooling about, and must get to Charlie Nova before something happens to him too. I have highlighted the main Neo... Let's go! I hope some pity for me still remains, considering my recent tone, because I'm honestly not sure where we should start. I suppose we should just ask the receptionist to point us to somebody who can answer our questions. Honestly, you do have your own mesh access. I'm quite certain you can handle all the casual search. We hardly have time for me to blather out No, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit on edge. Things are barreling out of our control, and I'm taking it out on you. Forgive me. Let me pull up the TMI Entertainment is a relatively popular celebrity and gossip news conglomerate. They own OK Today. They did a good job transitioning from the traditional media models of television and news to the net-based model prevalent now, pioneered by their digital newspaper, OK Today's The Scanline. Some might call their programs rags, but opinion on the mesh seems more favorable than not. They stick to mostly good-natured prying and lean away from the seedier nastiness that paparazzi can get up to. As such, they have a positive relationship with many celebrities and regularly get exclusive scoops that keep their ratings up, despite their refusal to peddle in the darker side of the celebrity news circuit. Charlie Nova is TMI Entertainment's most popular TV personality. He's gotten consistently high ratings for almost a decade and isn't afraid to tell you about it. The chatter on the mesh paints him as a bit arrogant, but in that loud, backslapping kind of way that a media star can get away with. He's best known for hosting Star in the Stratosphere. It's one of those talent-seeking reality programs. Apparently, when TMI can't organically discover enough celebrity... Oh, and also, according to this blog, Charlie's hair...
Welcome to TMI Entertainment Incorporated. Do you have an appointment? Oh, I guess I should send you to Sympathy then? Oh, she'd be pretty mad if someone ran something without her getting a chance to... Go ahead and talk to her. She's on the other side of the room. Don't bother the talent, though.
Video diaries of our adventure may not be a bad idea.
Hey, you! Over here, now. What are you doing bothering my people? Thought I told Nina to cancel all my appointments for the day. I swear that girl couldn't find her ears if I taped them over her eyes. At least she makes a decent cup of coffee. Yes, I am. And if you don't mind, I keep the show running here, so I'll be brief. What are you doing in my building?
We've been given a lead on a story that involves one of your personalities, Charlie Nova. Someone has been manipulating his articles on the meshnet and turning them into scathing attacks against the human revolution. We're trying to track the culprit, and we need to talk to Mr.
You let your ROM do all the talking for you? Must be one of those new interrogation modules all the freshmen... Of course I know someone's been modifying Charlie's articles. What I want to know is why I should help you snatch the scoop out... Super hacker twists meshnet news for personal political vendetta? The clicks basically farm themselves. Augmented Eyes, Zin? What does Zin have to do with this?
She's the one who gave us the lead to begin with. Then, someone threw her out of her office window. We figured Mr. Nova might be next, and we wanted to get to him first.
Holy shit. Fine, I'll let you talk to Charlie. If someone is trying to kill people over this, I'd rather it be out and done with as fast as possible. I mean, shit. We're in entertainment, Zin. Nobody should die for that. But hey, watch yourself with Charlie. He's a pompous clown, but he's my pompous clown. Keep it civil, or I'll throw your ass out and figure this out on my own. Now get on it. I need to make some calls.
Fantastic! How fantastic! I just love your ROM. Not quite as stunning as mine, but still pretty grand. Very sleek, very clean. Bravo. Oh, Sympathy is doing that thing where she waves at me to hurry things up. Right down to brass tacks then, I suppose. Wait! I forgot. I'm Charlie Nova, host of Tonight in the Stars and Star in the Stratosphere. But you already knew that, I'm sure. What can I do for you, You flatter me. Yes, you do. I can't imagine you've come all this way just to get my story. After all, I've already published my very own splendid 100% original autobiography. But I suppose I can give you a quick rundown, even if... I grew up here on the mean streets of Neo-SF, but my jocular nature and striking countenance got me scouted for a few small product advertisements. And the rest is not-so-ancient history. Now I'm the host of the largest celebrity news show on the net. It's all thanks to my swarms of fans, though.
Yes, any additional information on your station would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the best damn network on the planet, I can tell you that. We put out top-notch news and entertainment, but with real heart that our competitors just can't match. But if you really want to know about TMI, you need to know about Sympathy. It's her pride and joy, after all. Sure, she can be a little acerbic, and sure, she calls me a poofy-haired oaf all the time, but you can really... deep down. I'm not sure if that throat-cutting gesture she's making is a signal to move to another topic or a threat against mine. So, let's move on. What next? Oh, it may have come up in the last lunch meeting we had, but Sympathy assured me that it was some kind of technical glitch. They're top-notch, the absolute best money can buy. So I don't think there's anything more to say on the... I'm not quite sure what you're insinuating, but I don't think That's very upsetting. I hope you've passed along that information to Sympathy. I'm certain our tech people will be able to find the culprit in short order once they know enough of... I really don't know what I have to do with it, though. It's Charlie. And honestly, I'd absolutely love to help. Really, I just don't have the information you're looking for. It's Charlie. And of course, I'm the leading man around here. Who has said otherwise? I'm not quite certain what you think it is that I don't know, but I assure you that I know what it is. You won't be able to trip me up that... It's Charlie. And Sympathy never mentioned that. But still, she said the tech guys are on top of it, and I'm gonna have to go with... I'm not scared of some boogeyman. This isn't the first time. Security has to throw out obsessed fans all... I'm made of sterner stuff than you think. It's Charlie, damn it! And wait, what? What on earth? Okay. I'll tell you what I know. I didn't realize how serious this had gotten. But I'm always glad. Unfortunately, I really only have conjecture to offer you. Trust me, I'd love to lay down some earth-shattering pronouncement and dazzle you with my investigative skill. The thing is, all this stuff with my stories, stuff getting changed, making me look like I don't like the it started after I had an upgrade made to my VR uplink hardware. The technically legal kind. Look, I like to have a good time at a party, right? But Sympathy keeps hammering on me for pounding back too much crash and whatnot. Nothing illegal, but she says it makes me look like shit on camera the next day. So I went to this guy I know, good guy, everyone uses him. He's called Nanya. He does great work after just one simple back alley brain surgery, bing bang boom. I can use an app to make my VR uplink have the same effect on my brain that the stims do, without all the nasty physical side effects. It could be a coincidence, though. The tech guys didn't find anything wrong with my uplink, and they say the modifications check out. But that Nanya guy does a lot of work for media people around here, so if a bunch of posts are getting changed, maybe that's your weak link. Anyway, that's it. Pretty flimsy, but I'll send you the address and you can go talk to him. If he'll even see you, that is. Oh, it was no problem. No problem at all. I'm quite happy to assist in any way I... Just make sure you source me in your article. Maybe run a rough draft past me and I'll give you some quotes. I'm certain that'll help signal boost the story all the way to the stratosphere. Give it the old Charlie Nova bump. Anyhow, I really have to get... You wouldn't believe how long it takes to put all this together before a show. Let me know how it goes with the murderous hacker thing. My ROM will call...
I film for my friends. You'll get very little of me. Did you need something? I film for my
I'm Sky. Nice to meet you. This is just my side job. For my main gig, I run a gym. Your ROM is cool! Bet he'd look nice in purple like me. Isn't purple awesome? Do you play video games? I love to play. I don't have much time between running the gym and doing this. I actually should get going soon. Gotta make sure everything is syncing at the gym. If I worked out as much as I work here, I'd have muscles. This is just my side job.
Oh, go right on through.
This looks like the spot. I'm awfully nervous and still a bit shaken up. Let's hurry and get out. This is genius! The contrast of the art's colors to the walls. Who are the junks, and to whom are they unworthy?
Our aerodynamic assault will rain down on you from the heaven. One day, I'll conquer everyone else in the Neo-S.
Omae wa mou shinderu.
My name has some pretty cool history behind it. We're some badass ladies who'll bomb hellfire on anyone.
I think this is the place, but of course it lacks. Frankly, the state of this industry and the current political climate don't give me much hope for my own legal status. Regulation regarding cybernetic implants is a mess of intersection between medical and tech industries. I'm rather surprised the Human Protection Act. I suppose the possibility of hybrid genetics being passed on to offspring meant there was a considerable push from biotech companies due to patent law and the laws. Never mind. I'm just Let's get in there. You don't even know the secret.
Hold up there, Speedy. I've never seen the two of you around here before, and I know everybody. Why don't you let me know what's going on here first before you start barging through people's doors, feel me?
Hello? We're just here to speak to Nanya about something.
Just got into town and you're already asking favors from folks, huh? Tisk, 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 my little blue friend.
What? No, it's not like that. Listen, we don't want any trouble, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Trouble? There's no trouble here. We can be friends. I like this one. You're a little more street smart than your blue bob buddy here, I see. No, I like you too. You're cool in my book. And since we're all such good friends now, maybe you'll be willing to give back to the community and do a favor for your new pal Formula first. You see, I'm a budding street musician, working on my next big hit, feel me? But I'm sorta stuck on a few lines. Maybe you could share a little of your creativity with me and see what would... and it'll be fun.
Are you sure? You know how important this has become. Time is of the...
You don't have time to not help me.
Huh?
What do you think would take longer? Helping an up-and-coming singer-songwriter finish a guaranteed worldwide hit? Or you could ignore me and maybe I'll send over an anonymous tip to the Neo-SFPD. You see, I know for a fact that everything inside this shop here is 100% legal. But I bet whatever you got in your mind sure ain't. Even if they didn't find anything, it'd take the rest of the day to iron out. People like you don't come down here for anything boring. We clean up good. How well do you cover your tracks when you're in such a hurry, I wonder?
This isn't good. If Lexi in particular gets suspicious and starts tracking us down, things will become rougher for us. Not to mention all the other people it could indirectly affect. This whole case is life or death.
Huh, kind of a dramatic rhyme, ain't it? But I made my point clear. If you don't help me out, I'll make sure you never get in to see Nanya at all. He's my buddy. Done me a favor or two, so I return him when I'm asked. That's how we do things around here. I knew you'd see it, Miles. All you gotta do is help me complete. A couple of them are just missing a word or two, but if I really want to make this song fantastic, I'm gonna need some killer inspiration. It's gonna be super cred. Anyway, you ready for this? Gonna give it a shot? That's what I like to hear. Here's the first line I'm having trouble with. You ready? It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of, hang on a second. It's my favorite season, only comes once a year. I'll show you the true meaning of my holiday cheer. Hey, yeah, that totally works. Great idea, thanks a ton. Here's the next line. Ready? Pay attention now. If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number, I'm gonna need some inspiration to make it. If you've got anything to show me that you think will help me out, let me know.
Wait, those are... sure. I have 16 different help notes.
Ready? If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. And if you want my number, you know, I'm gonna need some inspiration. If you've got anything to show me that you think will help me... If you bring mistletoe, you knock me off my guard. But if you want my number, I'll give you my business card. Hey, that totally works. Really, thanks so much. I'd never be able to write a song like...
A Christmas-themed love song? Aren't those supposed to be pretty tacky?
Alright, now I need your help with just one more line. This one's been driving me up a wall. I hope you can tackle it as well as you did the other. Ready? Here we... This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of... Damn it! This is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one without some seriously fresh... Don't lose hope. I'm sure it'll hit... This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of GX Ultra beats. That doesn't rhyme. Oh man, you told... I'm gonna keep thinking, but let me know.
Haven't you ever rapped?
Alright, now I need your help. This one's been dry. Ready? This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a nice pair of... Damn it! This is getting embarrassing. There's no way to salvage this one with... Don't lose hope.
You should come to our...
We can't go anywhere until...
This is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of milks. That sucks. Oh man, I'm gonna keep thinking. But
Do you even...
this is harmony. I think we're vibing the same tones. We can ride this beat with a pair of yummy Christmas scones.
He does know those are donuts, right?
Now that's what I call a tasty beat. That was amazing. I can't believe you pulled it off. Whatever you do for work now, it doesn't matter. You should become a musician. We totally become rivals, and I bet you that... On second thought, you keep your day job. This is my territory. You feel me? But you did help out in a huge way. Go on in and see Nanya whenever you want. I'll just be chilling out here.
Here, you can keep the It was nice meeting you, Four Moolah.
Hey, you too, little Bob Blue. Hey, that kinda right.
Let's go.
Does anything rhyme with siren? Does anything rhyme with chocolate? Does anything rhyme with office? Does anything rhyme with husband? Does anything rhyme with laundry? Does anything rhyme with almond? Does anything rhyme with woman? Does anything rhyme with music? Does anything rhyme with music? Does anything rhyme with sandwich? Does anything rhyme with film? Does anything rhyme with false? Does anything rhyme with bachelor? Does anything rhyme with false? Does anything rhyme with iron? Does anything rhyme with music? Does anything rhyme with obvious? Obviously not. Does anything rhyme with different? Does anything rhyme with oblige? Does anything rhyme with empty? Does anything rhyme with woman? Does anything rhyme with shadow? Does anything rhyme with toilet? Does anything rhyme with opus? Does anything rhyme with penguin? Does anything rhyme with olive? Does anything rhyme with monster? Does anything rhyme with toilet? Does anything rhyme with circus? Does anything rhyme with opus? Does anything rhyme with shat? Does anything rhyme with secret? Does anything rhyme with iron? Does anything rhyme with diamond? Does anything rhyme with fall? Does anything rhyme with gouge? Does anything rhyme with woman? Does anything rhyme with promise? Does anything rhyme with depth? Does anything rhyme with circus? Does anything rhyme with oblige? Does anything rhyme with bulb? Does anything rhyme with pint? Does anything rhyme with Hassie? Oh, of course, lots of things do. Does anything rhyme with... Does anything rhyme with hostage? Does anything rhyme with pizza? Does anything rhyme with siren? Does anything rhyme with...
This is known as a CRT monitor. Almost nobody still uses them anymore.
Nope. Nope, I don't know you. You got someone willing to vouch for you? If not, get out of my shop. Charlie. Yeah, I remember him. That TV guy runs his... Paid good enough. All right then, what can I do for you? Sure, if that's what you want to call me. If your credit's clear, you can call me whatever you want. Enough foreplay. What can I do for... A fresh install, custom firmware? I can pretty much do it all. But most people come in here for VR implants. Turns out brain surgery is expensive.
We're in a bad situation. Local news articles are being mysteriously altered after they've been posted to the mesh, even while the Charlie Novas are being manipulated as well. And he pointed us in your direction. It didn't start happening until after he had his implant upgraded.
What are you, cops? No, worse. Get the hell out of my... I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit about shit that don't got shit to do with... You found the door before? And tell Charlie he can get someone else to do him a rush job. He ain't welcome around.
Give us a moment. We're in a bad... Charlie, no. It didn't start happening and...
What are you, cops? No, worse. You... Get the hell out of my...
We're in a bad situation. Charlie Novas are being manipulated as well. It didn't start happening.
What are you, cops? No, worse. Get the hell out of my... I have a business to run. I don't have time to answer shit about shit that don't got shit to do with me. You found the door before? And tell Charlie he ain't welcome around here anymore.
Give us a moment. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of being given the runaround by these meat bags. We could just find some bribe or blackmail to get what we want from this Nanya. But I think it's time to take I have an idea. Keep him occupied. Just do what you normally do. Nothing about the blog post, though. We don't want to set him off. It'll only take a minute.
Are you gonna get going, or am I gonna have to call someone to make you get... I didn't.
We were just hoping to get some more background information on the kind of
Shit. Fine, whatever. I'll tell you what you want, within reason. Doctor-patient confidentiality and all that. Just promise me it'll get you the hell out of my shop a little sooner.
Deal. Sorry for this. Our circumstances have gotten serious. We're following anything we...
There's no way to hack a VR implant like Charlie's. I mean, you can definitely install hostile firmware on one, but you can't just load whatever program you want without the user's knowledge. Any changes to the loaded firmware will trigger some really obvious visual indicators to let you know something's being changed, and those are put in on the hardware level. I've never heard of anyone being able to circumvent them. The only person who could have loaded hostile firmware on there... And don't try and go there. I get paid too much to risk my reputation over changing a few blog posts.
What about using the mesh to mess with the implant? Is there some...
No, the implant itself doesn't have any kind of wireless connection. You have to use a headset with an induction coil for I/O. Wireless just doesn't have the bandwidth for it. You might be able to try infecting a ROM with some virus that screws with the I/O, but you only use a connection to a ROM for AR HUDs. They can't handle full simulation. You'd need a full rig and a hardline connection to the net to do that. So, I'd give it a big maybe. If that's actually how it all happened, they probably would have found whatever infected his ROM way before you showed up here to bother me.
Could it have just been faulty parts? Not to be too blunt about it, but this field of expert... Maybe your supplier sent you an implant with something fishy.
Damn it. Look, I get it. I'm working out of an old auto garage on the bad side of town. But I'm a fully licensed cyber surgery tech. This entire business is legitimate. It isn't illegal to install custom parts or firmware in any current generation implants. It just breaks the warranty. My business keeps a low profile, so we don't run into bogus patent infringement lawsuits from Flower Cybernetics or whatever shell company they decide to come after you with. All of my parts are sourced direct from the original manufacturer, completely. So if they're bad, they were built bad by the factory. Now, is that all? Yeah, whatever.
Know this, but I have a finely tuned sense of electromagnetic fields. All ROMs do. We need to be able to maintain optimal contact with the mesh, catalog and use various wireless transmissions, and avoid areas with dangerously... Your stock off-the-shelf ROM has very little command over the frequencies available to be scanned. But I'm starting to realize how very little of me is stock or off-the-shelf after the change. That means when the humidity is low, the air fairly sings for me, amongst other things. Meaning, in layman's terms, I could read his monitor over his shoulder while being across the room. Well, some. I doubt I could have handled an LCD monitor. They require extra parts I just don't have. And the fidelity is a bit low. Anyways, Nanya looked up his client records on Charlie, and I got some of the names of his other customers off of the spreadsheet. One in particular stands out, Shotaro Otsuka. Mr. Otsuka is a moderately prominent tech blogger, respected, perhaps a bit vitriolic. He catches my attention though because historically he has been very critical of Parallax in his posts. Recently though, the tone has been increasingly moderate, and now he is almost effusive in his praise. His fans are accusing him of shilling for the company, but many of his earliest posts show some of the same manipulations that we saw from Augmented Eye and Nova's blog. Now it's like he's being ghost-written entirely. Didn't hurt to check, right? I've marked the location of Shotaro Otsuka's apartment on your map. After you. This is the building. Mr. Otsuka must do well for himself, considering the neighborhood. Not the priciest section of Neo SF, but nice enough for a self-employed tech blogger. Perhaps we should just ring the bell? We both know it won't be that easy, but it's important to maintain some courtesies.
You weren't prepared for the weather, huh? Your ROM looks fancy enough to keep track of that. My gym's closed this week for the holidays. Why do autocabs take so long to get out to this part of the city? Don't they know people have... I'm gonna see if the gym in Burbank is still open. You weren't prepared for the weather, huh?
Greetings, guests. I am LJ2, Shotaro Otsuka's ROM. Shotaro was not expecting any company at this hour, but sorry for the wait. Please hold...
That... That was odd. Maybe try the bell again.
Greetings, guests. Shotaro was not expecting any... Sorry for the wait. Please hold...
What is taking so long? All right, third time. Once more, with...
Greetings, guests. Shotaro was not expecting it. Sorry for the wait. Please hold on for...
Ah! Why can't this ever be easy? I swear I'll blow out a fuse before we're done. Thank Hayden for system redundancies. Well, that's that. Let's see if we can find a way into Mr. Otsuka's apartment is on the second floor. The fire escape should give us access. We just need something to... I'm sure there's some piece of detritus or loose end laying around. Oh, that's how these things always work.
You weren't prepared for the weather.
About that.
You want my umbrella?
Not for the weather. We need to use the hook handle to reach...
Oh, you live here and lost your key card, huh? But look, As much as I'd love to give you the... Where I come from, see, we're all about
Gym culture?
Sorry, but unless you've got anything interesting to exchange for it, don't want to get wet. I'm trying to cut out... Those guys are gross. Oh, you're not? Then let's not... These are pretty cool, but I'm not big into music. I like... Not even going to... Whoa! Calm down! Calm...
What? We weren't going to...
Oh. Then you can't have... Hey, is this real?
You know him?
Of course I do! He's one of the most... Can I please have this? I'll give you the umbrella. Yours to keep if you want.
I think it's a fair trade.
Thanks! Here you go. This is so exciting!
Call him. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Oh well, now we have our tool, and a pretty spiffy one at that. Excellent work! This window is unlocked. I'm not sure. My olfactory sensors detect chemicals associated with decay. It's unfamiliar. We should talk to Mr. Otska first. That's better. Let's take a look around. Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us. I feel like I could scream without him. Ah! Hi! Mr. O... Nothing.
Hello, guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a...
We just checked, and he seemed...
Is there anything else I might assist? He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly... In fact, you are the first visitor he has had several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has... He is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversity. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going... I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in... I appreciate your concern. If you think I am behaving erratic... Very well.
Oh no, we're too late. It looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin. His ROM doesn't even think anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us. We have to find his computer so I can see if I can... You interrogate his... Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange. There's no sense in...
Shotaro has been a bit... He is trying very hard to keep...
That's okay.
Is there anything else I might have...
It shut itself down. Let's see if we can pull some useful information off. Are you being... We shouldn't just... I'll start downloading these files. I finished my examination of Mr. I didn't find anything particularly interesting. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie and Sympathy, too. They might be in immediate danger. Let's head for Nanya's business. Did you know that palm trees used to be much more common, almost a city staple?
Shit! What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone else got hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
What? Charlie is...
The auto cab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay. It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes, and I'm not looking to be next. I'm getting the hell out of NeoSF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit about any of this. Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook, that's for damn sure. Have a good life!
Oh no! No, 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 no! Why is this happening? There was no one in that car! No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing! That wasn't even an auto cab! It's a manual! I don't know! I don't know, I don't know, I don't know! That's it! This is too much! I've had enough! I don't care who's controlling the... Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died, and we're not investigating this lead any... as of right now. I'm just done. We're completely out of leads, and I can't even imagine watching any... We have more pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on. Well,